and welcome to the Villa Park podcast. It's me, Rich, again, filming on location, reacting to Aston Villa, Newcastle 3, Aston Villa nil. Another defeat at St James's. When will we ever win at St James's? Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Great Boxing Day. But, we go from the highs of beating Man City to being brought back down to earth with a bump, as usual, at St James's Park against Newcastle. And look, before we get into the sort of general gist of the game and I guess the sort of feeling around how we're playing these away games at the moment, particularly against the big teams, the game was virtually done after 30 minutes. And you go into a game with, I think, the same team. You want to go in with, they're obviously confident. Martinez in goal, Dina, Cash at fullback, Esri Konsa, Pau Torres centre back, the midfield of Onana and Kamara that we thought would be really, really effective, McGinn, Rogers, Tielemans behind Duran. And look, that was probably the right team, probably a good team. I'll maybe make a couple of tweaks, which I'll come to in a second. But any manager goes away from home, quieten the crowd down, solid start, and right from the off, with the ball away in midfield like that, you know what Newcastle are going to be like. You can't afford to let Joe Linton run at you like that. You have to go and engage with the ball. Yes, Ezri Konsa pointing to where the ball's going to go, but he has to engage the player. He has to go and try and tackle. That's where the danger is. The ball goes out to Anthony Gordon, and then Matty Cash has to go and try and win the ball, try and force him down the outside, not let him to come inside. That's just ridiculous. And yes, it's a brilliant finish, fantastic finish from Anthony Gordon. We know he can do that. Top corner, curls it in, and yeah, we were fighting an uphill battle from then. And yes, we came into the game a little bit more, started to have some possession. Luca Dean had a free kick that was saved, but then the sending off. And I know it's caused a lot of debate on the opinion as well. For me, I thought it was clumsy. I didn't think it was malicious in any way. I thought it was reckless, but I do think it was a red card. I do, and I think when the referee's given it, VAR is never going to overturn it. Not going to go back on that referee's word. And it's just a difficult one. If it had been against us, I think we would have been crying for a red card. Yes, I think could the referee have definitely reviewed it, definitely taken some time to look at it, and maybe have a look at the screen, maybe have a second opinion. But I don't think it would have been. I don't think it would have been any different, unfortunately. And for me, yeah, I can see why he gave it as a red card. And we the game's over at that point. The game's over. We're not gonna be able to penetrate Newcastle. We're not going to have the options the way they play would always mean they'd have a man over. The physicality that they bring would always overpower us. And yes, we tried to be a bit more solid, but we're ultimately fighting a losing battle. And yeah, Isak goes on to score on the cake, and we don't make it easy for ourselves, passing it across the back. We're literally giving them the ball. Martinez does it, McGinn does it, and then Onana does it. They have 2 or 3 goals disallowed. They hit the bar. I mean, it could have been 4, 5, 6, and I was saying I'm thankful it was 2, and then Joe Linton rounds it off to make it 3. And yeah, it's another chasing in defeat, another difficult day. For all those away fans that have travelled, myself living in Newcastle, I just still can't believe it. Why we can't win there? It is absolute agony for me. But I think the overriding factor is why we keep getting overpowered against these teams that are physical. And we thought bringing in Onana, having Boubacar Kamara in that midfield, beefing up that midfield. Morgan Rogers is a physical presence, but we seem to just get overawed and we're too easy to play against. And we have no leadership. We have no one to say, right, let's batten down the hatches. Let's play into the channels. Let's just play long ball before we've won the battle in midfield. You have to win the battle in midfield against the likes of Liverpool, against the likes of Chelsea, against the likes of Newcastle, and we're not doing it. We're trying to just play our game, thinking, oh yeah, we're going to be fine. You have to win the battle in midfield, and we're not doing it. For me, the two changes I would have probably made to the starting lineup. Yes, we have a fantastic victory against Man City, and Emery's tinkered with his team before. He's tinkered with his team when we've had draws, when we've had defeats, when we've had different opposition coming up. And for me, I would have played Tyrone Mings instead of Pau Torres. We needed a voice on the pitch. We needed leadership. And I would probably also, I know he's been fantastic. I know his goal scoring is unreal, but I would have probably started with Ollie Watkins just to work their defenders a little bit more, just to give us maybe a platform, and then bring John Duran on with half an hour to go. I just think that they got into his head, they got into him, and I know he's in wonderful form and he's a fantastic player. And the starting team is no indication as to what is the better team. It's just the better team for that game. And in my opinion, I'd have played Mings and Duran, and I'd have probably played Ian Matson as well at left back, just because we needed some pace in the other side, and the space and the danger that we posed was out wide, and we didn't have any pace out wide. But look, we can go into Brighton and we can win. We know the results in this division are crazy, and we can be back in fifth position. We know that if we get a victory. So it's nothing to be down about too much. It's just annoying that we can't seem to pick it up away from home at the minute. We can't seem to impose our game. We can't seem to set up in a way that's difficult to play against. And yeah, it's frustrating. It's one that we probably need to work on. Obviously, we've not got no Matty Cash. We've probably got no John Duran, although they're going to appeal that decision. I don't know whether that'll go anywhere, but we'll see. I hope it does. And yeah, we go into Brighton, then we've got Leicester. If we can end that Christmas period, that festive period, with 3 wins out of 4, I'd be very happy with that. So nothing to be too down about. But yeah, you guys let me know your thoughts in the comments. I'll be back with proper shows coming up in the next few days, talking tactics, full match reaction with the boys, match preview for Brighton. So make sure you stay tuned to the channel, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Thank you for watching. And as always, remember, we all follow the Villa.